It's a non-German brand, it's a Seiko, and here in particular we have the Seiko SRPH11K1. Hello and welcome to Watch Max's Watch Videos. My name is Axel and I'm glad to have you on the show. It's again time for a 1 week on the wrist video. As you can see on the background here, I'm in vacation. I'm not at home in my office room, and on my vacation here at the German North Coast I bought a new watch, and it is not my usual hunting area which I bought. It's a non-German brand, it's a Seiko, and here in particular we have the Seiko SRPH11K1, or better known as the Seiko Ninja Samurai. However, we have to think about, you can be either a ninja or a samurai, but you can't be both at the same time. But over the past years, the blacked versions have always been considered to be the ninja versions. So from the logic of the naming, this is the Ninja Samurai. Over the week I'm going to do one shot a day and share my impressions with that watch with you. It's Sunday, day 1 of my 1 week on the wrist, and my Ninja Samurai is still on the wrist. Yeah, I'm on vacation and I was at the shopping mall, shopping line, shopping street near the beach. And there were quite some jewelers, and as I always do, I looked what they had in the window, and it were mostly fashion brands, not very interesting for me. But one of them had Seiko, and I went in because I always was a big fan of the Sumo. Slightly too big for my wrist, but I wanted to check again. I had 3 Sumos in the past. And when I went in, I was shocked by the price. I have the impression Seiko really up-priced their models. Okay, they upgraded their models in certain ways, but the list price, the recommended retail price for the Sumo was over 800 euro, and I was quite shocked by that. And then the sales guy came across with that beauty, saying this is a watch he really likes, and I looked at it and fell in love immediately. It's a watch quite different to the ones I have. I didn't pay the full retail price of 510 euro. For me it's a holiday memory, so I was ready to pay the price. At home I started to Google around, and now I know what I bought, and I really like the watch, and surprisingly I have it on the wrist for about 3 hours now. The silicone strap is quite comfortable, and I think I can stand it for a longer time, and that's quite surprising for me. I share some impressions of how I see the watch, and I add my verbal layer, my text and my comments over the coming days. With Monday, day 2 of my 1 week on the wrist, and the impossible Seiko is still on my wrist. Impossible, you know, you can't be ninja and samurai at the same time, so that's impossible. Overnight, I can say it was extremely good readable. Seiko always states their lume as Lumi Bright. It's extremely good readable. I activated with my torch and I'm really surprised, and it's exactly what I expected kind of from a Seiko. Over the coming days I'm going to try this without additional activation with the torch, but I expect it to be really, really good. I was swimming with the watch for an hour and absolutely great. Actually, I do like the rubber strap. It has a certain texture on the back side. I did not sweat under the rubber strap. Okay, it's not the really hot weather here, but usually I tend to replace rubber straps on the second day, and with that watch I don't feel the need of replacing the rubber straps. Two things I wanted to share with you today. One is the shape of the hour hand. It is a typical monster or samurai shape, and actually it looks good, but in daylight conditions the hour hand is slightly too short for my preferences. The short minute hand does not disturb me that much, but the hour hand is rather short. What I do like is the two-tone bezel. Absolutely great. I like that. That's a little bit bronze tone, so really nice. I do like it, and it's a really great watch, and I look forward to the coming days with the watch on my wrist. It's Tuesday, day 3 of my 1 week on the wrist, and the impossible Seiko, the Ninja Samurai, is still on the wrist. Last night I did not activate the watch with the torch, and despite I didn't do it, it was readable throughout the whole night, quite as I expected it. So absolutely tick in the box, fully met my expectations concerning the power of the Seiko specific Lumi Bright. The rubber strap, it's a silicone strap. It attracts some dirt, not as extreme as others might do, but it's clearly a silicone strap with the usual issue of attracting dirt. I probably may change it to a black sailcloth strap at a later point in time. The canvas strap with the rugged edges, I don't think it would fit really to the watch, but a waterproof sailcloth strap in black could be a perfect match to the watch. Perfect match to the watch was right, yeah. Two other points I would like to mention, and that's concerning the shape of the case and the design of the case. The side of the case is blacked and matte, however the space between the lugs is black and polished, and that perfectly matches the edge of the bezel, which is also polished, while the upper side is matte again. So it's a really nice play and change between matte and polished. I didn't notice that at the first instance when I looked at the watch, so really nice, and I do like it. Another point which I noticed, the watch has a diameter of well over 43 millimeter concerning the bezel, but the bezel stands over the case a little bit, so most probably the case, which by the way narrows down to the bottom a little bit, has a diameter on the wrist of, I would say, 41 or 42 millimeter, and in addition the stainless steel case back also stands out a bit, so that the space needed on your wrist is pretty small compared to the nominal big size of the watch, and this really contributes to the really well feeling on my wrist. It's Wednesday, day 4 of my 1 week on the wrist, and as you can see here, I'm no longer on vacation, I'm back home. We have been to the German north coast and we had booked for about a fortnight, 2 weeks, and we had 10 days of cold, stormy, rainy weather. Our dog went sick, so we decided to shorten our stay and drive home earlier than planned. So we're back home and here we have above 20 degrees, sunshine, and we plan to enjoy our remaining vacation here in our sunny home. The impossible Seiko, the Seiko Ninja Samurai is still on my wrist. And as you can see here, I changed the strap. I already told you that the silicone rubber strap is quite comfy on the wrist. However, it was really a dirt magnet, so I changed to this leather strap. I hope you can see it with the integrated ends. I really do like it, and the big advantage is this leather strap is also water resistant, so I can have it on the wrist whatever I do. Another advantage for being home again is tomorrow I can show you some more detailed and better shots of the watch than I was able to do on vacation. It's Thursday, day 5 of my 1 week on the wrist, and the Seiko Ninja Samurai, the impossible Seiko, is still on my wrist. As mentioned yesterday, I switched to a leather strap, and the Chronissimo strap really suits the watch as far as I'm concerned. It kind of gives the Seiko diver's watch, in my view, a kind of a touch of a Fliege watch. I really do like it, and the Chronissimo strap is a really comfortable strap. Today I thought I'd give you an impression not directly about the watch, but about a tool I just bought. I bought a mini bench vise and I use it to fix it to my table, so it can be fixed to my table. And I have another mini bench vise. It's a watch holder. Actually, it's made to hold the movement of a watch, but it's big enough to hold the total watch, and the plastic pins ensure that the watch isn't scratched or damaged. And this mini bench vise I can put into the mini bench vise, and thus the watch is absolutely stable in place and has a very comfortable height in order to work on the watch and change the strap. And for shortening a bracelet, I have another holder which can be adjusted to the mini bench vise. So it's really comfortable, and the greatest thing at all is the price. I paid for that mini bench vise just 16 or 17 euro. I'll put you a link into the video description. Absolutely great. Tomorrow I'm going to take some more footage of a better quality of the comfortable Chronissimo strap on the Seiko. It's Friday, just 6:30 has passed. My Seiko Ninja Samurai is still on my wrist. I took the footage for 4 watches, 2 circular, 2 Mien, and they were absolutely great. Fantastic watches among them, and the videos are coming over the next days. Some you may have seen when this video is going to be released. So my total setting is still in place, and let me show you how my setting is when I take pictures and take videos. Okay, just killed my video light. Okay, let's give it a second try. So this is my setting when I take videos. Yeah, not much, but this is how I do the planned videos with better light and not the 1 week short takes. So since I have everything in place, I can take some better pictures of the Seiko now. Since I have my light tent in place, I can easily take some better footage And what I wanted to share with you is the way the hour hand is made. I thought quite a while whether it's polished metal or glossy black color. I wasn't sure at all. I asked my wife and we talked back and forth, and finally we decided that it's polished steel and the black comes from the general black color of the dial and the other parts. So really interestingly made, and something which made me think for quite some time. The minute hand, as I have already mentioned yesterday or the day before, is a little bit short, and I'm used to it from the Seiko Sumos I had, so it doesn't disturb me too much. But if you use the watch for diving as a real diver's watch, it is quite a distance between the tip of the minute hand and the outer scale on the bezel. So this could be an issue if you use it for the purpose of diving as a backup instrument. In that case, it's probably worth to consider a longer minute hand. I wanted to talk to you predominantly about the Chronissimo strap I have, and I think that's really a great addition to the watch. It creates a kind of Flieger style to the watch, and it shows me how versatile the Ninja Samurai is. A really great watch, luckily not too high, and the stainless steel back. Okay, I don't know why it has been made. It doesn't disturb me, but all black could have been an option as well. Unfortunately, I haven't found a Chronissimo with a orange contrast stitching. I have one in red, I have seen some in blue, I have this one in white, but I'd like to have one in orange fitting the orange minute hand, but I haven't seen a 22 millimeter Chronissimo strap with an orange contrast stitching. This strap I think is from D model, but there are other manufacturers producing same or similar Chronissimo straps. Some do have an additional leather part beneath the clasp. I personally don't like it. It's a little bit more complicated to close the clasp. The advantage is the clasp doesn't touch the skin, but this is something which is quite okay for me. So I prefer the simpler versions without this additional leather piece here. Yeah, a great watch, and I'm absolutely happy that I did this impulse buy in my vacation, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a keeper in my collection. It's Saturday night, it's about 12 o'clock, and my Seiko Ninja Samurai is still on my wrist. That means I kept it on the wrist for the full week, and I'm totally glad that I bought the watch, and I'm also totally happy with the black Chronissimo strap, which I think is a real perfect fit to the black watch. I like the appearance, I like the black case, I like the case shape narrowing down to the bottom. With the Chronissimo strap, it's a very comfortable watch, and I think I'm gonna keep the Chronissimo on the watch and put the silicone rubber aside for what and whenever. So not much to add. No, one thing to add. Over the week, I really looked at the accuracy of the watch, and on average, the watch gained 7 seconds. That's about what I expected. 7 seconds is not really good. It's not really bad, and I'm pretty sure you could fix it. But for 7 seconds a day, I'm not going to open a watch, and particularly not a blacked watch with a risk to scratch the coating. So I'll keep it as it is. I would be even more glad if you put a comment in the comment section what you think about the watch, if you have the blacked Ninja or another Samurai. And even more important, stay safe, enjoy your watches, and look forward to my next videos. And I can promise there are going to be some very interesting videos in my pipeline. Until then, Cheers, Axel.